Thanks for joining me for Hatha Yoga today. So we're just going to start by pedaling our feet up and down, warming up our toes, our feet and our leg muscles, getting rid of any of the aches and pains. Starting to ground our feet down, adding in some shoulder shrugs, or taking that to elbow circles or to full arm circles. Just listening to your own body and doing what's appropriate for you. Pedaling through the feet. And this video assumes that you're in good health. So if you do have any underlying health conditions, or if you are expecting, then please seek further guidance. Taking that into a march now. Or you can just toe tap if you don't want to be quite that energetic this morning. Up to you. And I'm going to take opposite hand to knee. Or add in opposite elbow. Trying to keep the body upright. Waking ourselves up. Ready for some nice relaxing yoga. If you want to, you can take those knees out to the side. Just doing whatever feels right for you. Last one. And I'm going to take those legs a little wider and just start to take our weight from one side to the other. Relaxing in our shoulders. So we're just dangling our arms like a pendulum, shrugging out those shoulders. And then if you want to, you can take that further into a twist. Just listening to your own bodies, feeling everything start to warm up. Lovely, and I'm going to reach down towards the floor, up to our shoulders, up to our ceilings if that feels appropriate for you. Coming up onto your toes if you want to. Reaching through those fingertips as if you're trying to touch the ceiling. Lovely, last one. And then taking our feet hip distance apart and just starting to move our weight through the circumference of our feet as we start some lovely hip circles, warming up your lower back, your hips, grounding those feet down, feeling your weight going to every corner of your foot. Feel your foot starting to put down roots. Ready for your yoga practice today. That's going to help you with your balance later. And then take that in the other direction. So start to channel your inner Tom Jones, Elvis or Shakira. Working those hip circles, pushing the pelvis forward and stretching back. Just listening to your own bodies. Then we're going to come back to centre. We're just going to take those hips up and down to the side, just rocking them that way as well. Lovely. And then we're going to bring our feet as comfortably close together as feels right for you. Parallel and facing forward, and start with some preparatory stretches. Breathing in, opening up the chest, lifting it to the ceiling, only taking your head back if your neck is strong. Breathing out, hug that air forward, cross at the wrist, drop your head. Breathing in. And out. In and out. Last one. In and out. Then shrugging the shoulders up, back and down. Breathing the arms up beside your head. Relax the shoulders back and down. Drop the arm on the left hand side. Bend your knees. Breathe out. Reaching over. Keep breathing in that position. Feeling that stretch coming right the way up. Out of your hips and through to your fingertips. Then breathe in to come back up to centre. Reach toward to the ceiling. Drop the arm on the right hand side, bend the knees, breathe out and stretch. Really feeling that stretch, keep breathing throughout. And then breathing those arms back up to centre, nice and tall. Bend your knees, push your hips forward, just lift your chest to the ceiling if that's enough for you. Or if you feel strong in the back of the neck, you can breathe in again. And as you breathe out, come over into a back bend. Breathing back up to centre. Breathing out, either walking down your legs or swan diving forward into a forward bend. So you might like to bend one leg. Feel that stretch intensify in the straight leg. Breathe in, take that leg back straight, bend the other leg on an out breath. Feel your breath going into any areas of tension and tightness. Breathe that leg back straight. Chin down, look up, coming back up, vertebra by vertebrae. Think about pulling your belly button back towards your spine. In a controlled way with your head being the last thing to come back up, and then circle your shoulders at the top, and then breathe your arms back up again. And we're going to breathe in to prepare as we breathe out, just going over like a palm tree. Breathe back up to centre. Breathe out over to the other side. Breathe back up to centre. Now do that again if that's enough for you. Or we're going to do this palm tree and take it forward. So we're going to breathe in the centre. Breathe out. We're going over to the side, down towards the floor. And back up to the other side. Breathe back into centre. Going to do that in the other direction. So as you breathe out, over to the side, down towards the floor. Whoop. And back up again. I'll keep that in. We're all human. All the wibbles and wobbles are in real time in this practice. So I'm not going to edit that out. Okay, so we're nicely warmed up now. Shrug the shoulders up, back and down as we prepare to go into our first posture of the day, which is mountain position or Tadasana. So you can either stand with your feet parallel and comfortably close together, or you can take your heels out a little wider, whichever feels right for you. We're going to take the shoulders up to our ears, back and down. Arms relaxed at our side with our palms facing forward. Tuck the chin a little and lengthen your neck. And feel as if you're being pulled up to the ceiling by an invisible thread on your head. Standing strong and tall like a mountain. Feel your breath going all the way down into your belly. Draw it up through your rib cage, up to your collarbones. And as you breathe out, let everything soften and sink, emptying all the breath, flattening your belly. Breathe back in again. All the time, feeling your feet rooting down as strong as a mountain. And breathing out, letting everything soften and sink. I'm going to breathe our arms up into upward salute. Relax at your shoulders, draw your arms back. Reach up through those fingertips as if you're trying to touch the ceiling. Lift your chest. If your neck is strong, you can take your gaze up towards your thumbs. If you want to take this a little further, you can breathe yourself up onto your tiptoes, reaching through those fingertips, trying to touch the ceiling. Keep drop the heels if they're down, breathe out, press the air away, and circle your shoulders at the top. So we're now coming into chair. So you're taking your feet at hip distance apart. You're breathing to prepare. As you breathe out, you're just bowing forward. You're pushing your bottom back and away from you. When it's down as far as it's going to go today, then you're going to bend your knees, sitting down into your invisible chair. And use your laps for a little bit of support if you need it. Or if you're okay, we're going to breathe our arms up just above our shoulder height, as if we're carrying a really precious box. Wonderful. Feel the strength of that position. Reach through those hands. Come down a little further if it feels appropriate for you. And then we're going to take our hands into prayer position. Breathe in the centre. And as we breathe out, we're just twisting around to the left-hand side. If your arm hooks on the outside of your knee, you can use that as a gentle pivot to bring you around. But just come to where your body takes you today. If you want to, you can raise the top arm to the ceiling, keeping the shoulder back. If you want to, you can take the other hand towards the floor. Keep breathing in that position, feeling that lovely twist. Then drop the arm, bring the hands back to heart centre. Breathe yourself back to the centre. And as you breathe out, twist around in the other direction. Again, if your elbow comes to the outside of the knee, use that as a pivot. If you want to, you can raise the top arm and you can drop the bottom arm. Keep breathing in that position. Check in with this top shoulder being back. Drop the arm, hands back to prayer position. Come back to centre. Gently bring yourself up, vertebra by vertebrae. And stretch the arms up and down. And circle the shoulders back. So we're going to check in with our necks now. I've heard from a lot of you that you've got lots of tension in your neck. So just take this steady, listen to your own bodies. What we're going to try and do is make a nice long neck. So just dip your chin slightly as if you're creating a double chin. Get nice length in your neck. And then we're just going to breathe into centre. And as we breathe out, see if we can drop the ear towards the shoulder. Keep breathing in that position. Trying to take the head towards the shoulder, not the shoulder towards the head. And then as you breathe out, just see if you can bring your chin towards your chest. Just gently roll that neck round to the other side, bringing the ear towards the opposite shoulder. Keep breathing in that position. Feel that lovely stretch. And then we're going to take the neck back to neutral. Check back in with that chin again. Get the length in your neck. And breathe in to prepare. And I just want you to glance over your left shoulder. Just check in. How does that feel for you today? Where have you got to? Breathe back to centre. And breathe out, have a look the other side. How does that feel? Where have you got to? Breathe back to centre. And then take your hand up, put it on the outside of your temple. Breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, you're pushing your head into your hand and your hand into your head. Having some resistance there. Keep pushing with both, stopping that movement. So as if you want to twist your head to the left, but your hand is stopping you. Head pushing into hand, hand pushing into head. Activating all of our muscles. And then relax and drop that arm. Breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, just float that neck around. And you should find a marked difference there. So you should find it easier. And you should find that you've been able to come down round further. Keep breathing in that position. Take your eyes to follow the direction of your twist. See if that takes you any further again. Then breathe your neck back to centre. Bring the other hand up. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, push the head into the hand into the head, resisting that movement. All the time keeping length in your neck by dipping your chin slightly. Pushing in, firing everything up. Releasing all the tension. And then drop that arm and relax. Breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, just float that neck around. See where that twist takes you. Check in how you feel. Take your eyes around, follow the direction of your twist. See if that takes your twist a little further. And coming back to centre. Well done. Hopefully you saw quite a difference there. It's quite a significant improvement in the mobility in our neck. So hopefully that will have helped you. We're going to do some more work on the shoulders today as well, because tension in the shoulders also starts to affect your neck. And check out my wall yoga for alignment. That will really help with any neck issues. So we're going to move on now into a wide leg position. So you're coming towards your leg length distance apart. Okay, your feet are parallel and facing forward. And lift your chest to the ceiling, getting a nice posture in that wide leg position. Now we're going to breathe in nice and tall. As you breathe out, just hinging forward. So keep your hands on your lap if that's enough for you. Keep length from the crown of your head to the back of your tailbone. So just having your face parallel to the mat, looking down, but not like this, with a nice long neck. Now if that's enough for you, you can stay there, and obviously you can come out of it at any time. But if you can, we're going to take that further and come down towards our feet. So you could be anywhere on your shin. Try not to grab hold of your knee directly, but just see where that forward bend takes you. And keep breathing in that position, feeling your breath going into any areas of tension and tightness, and breathing them out, down through your feet, into the floor. And then you're going to bring your hands, if you can get your hands down towards the centre of the mat. If you're not doing that, don't worry, we'll just do a variation higher up your leg. You're going to breathe in to prepare, and as we breathe out, we're just twisting around towards this leg on the right hand side. So you might just be here, you might be here, that's absolutely fine. Just get hold of anything you can apart from your knee. And then we're going to breathe in to prepare, and as we breathe out, just trying to bring our bodies a little closer to that leg, and we can raise this top arm if we'd like to. Getting a lovely twist in that position. Keep breathing, come out of it at any time if you need to. And then going to swap over our hands and just take that twist in the other direction, opening up. Lovely. And we're just going to walk our feet together and shake that through. Coming up gently and shaking that through. Well done. And coming back out to that wide leg position. Breathing in nice and tall, lifting the chest, keeping that length in the crown, from the crown of your head to the back of your tailbone. Just coming down wherever feels appropriate for you on your out breath. If it's just to your thighs, it's absolutely fine, or you can come down towards your feet. Breathe in there to prepare. As you breathe out, bring your hands into the centre if they're down, trying to get them in between, in line with your feet. And then as you breathe out, walking over towards this leg, trying to bring your body around. Keep breathing in that position. If you want to, on the next out breath, raise this top arm. Take the twist around a little more. Breathing in that position, reaching through those fingertips. And then breathe in, come down, swap over hands, breathe out, open up in the other direction. Lovely, keep breathing in that position. And then gently bringing your hands back to centre, walk your feet in. And gently come back up. And shake it through. Well done, some strong twists in a wide leg position there. So we're just going to do one last wide leg position. So just coming out again towards your leg length distance apart, feet are parallel and facing forward. And we're just going to clasp our hands like this, but try and take them behind us. So relax those shoulders back and down. And clasp your arms behind you. Lovely. Think about lifting your chest to the ceiling and think about taking those arms down towards the floor. Pushing your hips forward on an out breath and just seeing how far that takes you. Listen to your own bodies. Only take your head back if your neck is strong. And then as we breathe ourselves back up, we can continue hinging those arms as we come forward. So listen to your own bodies. Just do what feels appropriate for you. Keep breathing in that position. And then breathe yourself back up again. Hinging those arms back over. Well done, strong stretch in the shoulders there, shrug that off and walk those feet back in again. Wonderful. So we're going to come into some balancing now, but we're going to be a little bit active in this balancing. So imagine you're being a slow motion running man. So that's the activity we're going to have a go at today, for something different. So just start to feel your feet grounding down. And the foot on the left hand side, just lift the toes, splay them, replace them, clenching your toes if you're making a shorter monkey foot. And then to help with your balance, draw your belly button back to your spine. Set your gaze on something. So a soft gaze in yoga is called your vrishti. Something that's not moving preferably, that will help you with your balance. Then breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, you're just going to take this knee up and forward. The arms do the reverse. Just imagine we're just being a slow motion running man. Listen to your own bodies. Take that movement as far as feels right for you today. Try and get the toe all the way down to skim the floor and up behind you. Take a break whenever you need to, or on the next one, as we swing our knee back, we're going to take it out to the side. We take this arm up on the diagonal and we're going to start to come into tree from that active position. So quite a different one there. And obviously with tree, as ever, just do whichever variation is right for you. So you might need to have your knee out to the side and your toe down your ankle. You might need the foot to be on your shin, or you might get it to the inside or the front of your thigh, but never directly on your knee. Branches are up, reaching through. Lift your chest to the ceiling slightly. And then unfortunately, our tree's been a victim of the storms and it's falling. So just see if you can take your tree into a falling tree. Just coming down to wherever feels appropriate for you. And back up again. We've resurrected it, soaked it, and coming down and shaking that through. Well done. So preparing to do the same on the other side now, grounding that foot down. Rock back onto the heels, splay the toes, make that monkey foot. Bring your weight into that leg. Draw your belly button back to your spine, set your gaze, and start your running man. Slow motion. Ooh, wobbly on this side. Taking it back. So you can see I'm much more wobbly on this side. This is my worst knee. I've got arthritis in both my knees, but this is my worst one. And it's definitely playing up at the moment, having just one walk a day. So yoga is helping considerably. So do as many of these as you'd like to. And then when you're ready, on the next one, we're just going to take that knee out to the side, bring it to whichever point is appropriate for you. Coming into tree, taking that arm up for your counterbalance, and bringing the other arm up. Lifting your chest to the ceiling, reaching through those hands. Keep breathing in that position, try and get this knee back. Wherever it is on your leg, just focus on getting that knee back to open your hip. And again, this tree's fallen. So if you want to take that a step further, just bring that tree over to a fallen position, whichever feels appropriate for you. And then taking that back up again. And coming out of it and shaking through. Well done. So we're going to do one more balance now. We're going to come into dancer. So I quite often teach Lord of the Dance, where you're coming up like this and you're keeping your body upright. This time we're doing dancer, which does allow you to bring your body forward. So we're going to have a go at this for a balance. And I'll just turn around in this direction, so it might help you see this one a little better. So I'm bringing my weight onto the leg furthest away from you, rocking back on the foot, splaying the heel. And then I'm going to lift this knee, take it back, reach behind for anywhere that I can grab. So that might only be your thigh, your calf, or you may want to use a strap. Just pop the loop of a strap around your foot and use a strap to help you. Just listen to your own body, do whatever feels appropriate. So we're taking that leg back and draw that heel in towards your bottom, feeling that stretch in the front of your thigh. And then this time I'm going to take my hand forward and I'm going to bring my body forward and my leg away. I'm just coming down as far as feels appropriate for you. If you want to challenge yourself further and see if you can take that to the floor, you can do. I'm not getting there today. Started on bad knee again. Okay, so changing over feet, rocking back onto the heels, splaying the toes. Reaching behind on that leg for anywhere that you can hold. Taking your arm out in front of you. Breathing in to prepare, breathing out. Pushing that leg away, stretching that arm away. If you want to, bringing that down towards the floor. This is my better knee and coming out of it. You don't have to come out of it with quite that much of a thud. You can do it more gently if you want to. So, we're coming down towards the floor now, and I'm just going to change my camera angle. We're going to have a go at crow, which is an arm balance. If you don't feel that's appropriate for you, I will do one without you lifting your feet, or if you prefer to, you can just come straight down into a seated position. So see you in a second. Okay, so we're going to continue now, as I mentioned, into crow. So the first thing I want to share with you is a really big tip on crow. When you play, I'm going to just turn this way so it's easier to see me. When you place your hands down on the mat, what I see a lot of people doing in crow, actually I'll come this way, is as they put their weight into their arms, their elbows go out and then they try and use their upper body strength, but you're not engaging your pectoral muscles if your elbows are going out. So what you need to do is imagine you're taking your hands out, you're rotating them that way. You don't physically do that movement, but that will just engage your chest muscles, and that automatically brings your elbows as if they're squeezing together. That then means that all your muscles are activated and ready to help you in this challenging pose. I'm going to show you variations. You don't have to try and lift your feet if you don't want to. If you're going to try and lift your feet, you might like to have something soft in front of you, a cushion, just in case you were to topple forward. Okay, so we're coming up. We're putting our hands back down, shoulder distance apart. We're having that sensation that we're dialing our hands out, but we're not physically moving them. We're splaying our fingers and we're planting our hands. But having that movement brings our wrists in. Then we're going to come up onto our toes, bend our knees, and just warm yourselves up, having a little squat there. And then what we're just going to do is just bring our weight up onto our toes, walk our feet in closer, and bring our knees to hug our elbows. So if that's enough for you, you can stay there. You might like to lift one leg and then the other. That might be more than enough for you. But remembering, squeezing those elbows together. If you want to, you can just take your weight forward into your arms and you can lift your feet. So you might want to just lift one foot at a time. Listen to your own bodies. So this is a challenging position. Have a little play with it. See what feels appropriate for you. But hopefully those little techniques will really help you. So now we're going to come to a seated position. And starting off as usual, oiling our hips in bound angle. So soles of our feet are coming together. And then the idea is to get your sit bones as close to your heels as is right for you. So that might be a case of shuffling, walking your sit bones forward, trying to draw your feet in towards you, or if you're able to, just lifting yourself closer. And then we're just gently pulsing our knees towards the mat. Just gently pulsing them, fluttering them like the wings of a butterfly. Just waking up those hips and getting everything juicy. So we're not using our hips very much. The hip socket can get quite dry, and just this sort of movement helps get the synovial fluid flowing again. And that's why I include it in virtually every practice, because I've got arthritis in my hips as well. So this is really beneficial for me. Wonderful. And then stay there if that's enough for you, or see if you can open the soles of your feet as if you're looking at your feet like the pages of a book. And then breathing to prepare, get yourself seated nice and upright on your sit bones. And as you breathe out, just see if you can start to bring your chest forward a little over those turned out feet. You might find your elbows come onto your legs in your circumstances, and you can do a little bit of passive resistance to get your knees down a little further. So when your chest is down as far as it's going to go today, then you can relax your head down and just take a couple of breaths in that position. On the next out breath, you might find you come down a little further, but don't push it, just listen to your own bodies. Then breathe in, look up, gently bring yourselves back up again and shake that through. Options here, we can either sit in easy pose with our legs just simply cross-legged, or we can do the full cow face pose with our legs and our arms. I'm just going to turn around and show you the arms first of all. So sitting nicely upright on your sit bones, you're going to breathe this arm up. Relax the shoulder back and down, and then bending at the elbow, just as if you're trying to reach down between your shoulder blades. Then we're going to sweep this arm out, bend at the elbow, and trying to bring the hands up to hold on to each other. Each shoulder is relaxed down and back. So that's what we're aiming towards. You might just get to your clothes, which is absolutely fine, or it's quite a good idea to use a strap or a towel, and you can use those in that same way to get that same nice stretch in your shoulders. So back to the legs, as I said. Easy pose, just sitting cross-legged. To do this is absolutely fine. If that still causes you any issues, you can just take your legs forward and sit in whichever way is comfortable for you. The full pose takes the knee down in front of you with the outside edge of your foot down to the mat. The other leg stacks on top of that one. Just have a little fidget to get yourself into that position. So the knees are close to stacking as mine can get, and the feet are out to the side of the outside edges down on the mat. So the same thing now, you're going to breathe the arm up, relax at the shoulder, bend the elbow, bringing that hand down, sweep this arm around, bend at the elbow, bringing it up towards that hand. Just getting yourself comfortably in that position, trying to draw both the shoulders back and down, and just feel that stretch. Keep breathing through that stretch, breathing in, breathing out, letting everything soften and sink. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay there if that's enough for you. If you want to take this a little further, breathe in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just see if you can bring your chest further down towards your legs, all the time trying to maintain that stretch and keep the shoulder back. And coming back up, and we'll swap over, so we'll swap legs and arms. So if you're going into full cow face again, knee out in front of you, side of your foot on the mat. Wriggle to get yourself into the position of coming towards stacking, outside edge of your foot down, or just sit in the opposite cross-legged position. Breathe the arm up, relax the shoulder back and down, bend at the elbow, reaching between the shoulder blades, sweep this arm out, bend at the elbow, draw it up. Try and bring those hands together, or hold on to your clothing or a strap. Try and relax the shoulders back and down, lifting your chest to the ceiling. Keep breathing in that position. Evidently, if you look at this from overhead, the shape we're creating looks like the face of a cow. can't test that one. Stay there if that's enough for you. If you want to take it a little further, breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, just hinging forward from the hip. All the time trying to keep those shoulders back. And maintaining that stretch. And breathing back up. And shaking that out. And give your legs a little wriggle as well. Wonderful. So I'm going to get ready for a forward bend now. So again, we want to be seated nicely up on our sit bones. And if the tilt of your pelvis causes you any issues in that position, you might like to sit on the edge of a cushion or a blanket or a towel so that you're sitting upright and you're not rounding too much in your lower back. So you want to hinge from the hips as we come forward in this position. So we're going to breathe our arms up, reach through those fingertips to the ceiling. As you breathe out, draw your belly button back towards your spine and reaching up ahead of you. Keep looking up ahead of you, coming down on your out breath. Keep looking up ahead of you. Just coming down, trying to bring your chest towards your legs. Just listening to your own body coming to wherever feels appropriate for you today. So keep a nice neutral long neck. Keep breathing in that position. After a few breaths, your nervous system gets to know that you're not causing any harm. And you might find that on the next out breath, you can just relax your chest down a little further, a little closer to your legs. And when it's down as far as it's going to go today, then you can relax your head down. And keep breathing in that position, feeling your breath going into all of those areas of tightness and taking it away. So when I say tightness, I don't mean pain. If you're feeling pain, always come out of a posture. Tightness is just that little feeling of tension and stretch. Come out of it at any time if you want to. If you're comfortable there, just keep breathing, feeling that stretch. And then breathe in to prepare. Look up towards your feet. And then just start to walk yourself gently up your legs. And circle your shoulders at the top. And then we're going to take the leg out on this side, out at an angle. So just do whatever feels appropriate for you. This front leg is trying to be into the centre of our body, so just get that shuffled in, and then just see where your body takes you to. So you might come to a right angle, or you might find you're only halfway at the moment. It absolutely doesn't matter, it's just what your own bodies need. So listen to your own bodies. Make sure that you're nicely seated up on your sit bones again with this front leg in the centre of your body. Then we're going to breathe in tall again, reaching up, and we're coming back down over this front leg, looking up ahead of us, trying to keep as much length as we can from the crown of our head to the base of our spine. When you're down as far as you're going to go today, just letting your chest as close as you can to your leg, then you can relax your head. Keep breathing in that position, feeling that lovely stretch. Then breathe in, look up towards your toes, walk yourself back up. And as ever in yoga, you don't pay any attachment to where you get to in a posture. You just listen to your own bodies, you get to that point and you breathe. The journey will come, you don't worry about it where you're getting to. And then we're going to bring our bodies around so that this leg is in the centre of our body. You might want to readjust your sit bones again. So centre of our bodies, in line with this leg, we're breathing up, nice and tall. And then as we breathe out, we're just hinging forward, looking up ahead of us, bringing our chest down towards this leg. Keep breathing in that position. When you're down as far as you're going to go today, just see if you'll take it a little couple more millimeters on an out breath, and then relax your head. Keep breathing. Breathe in, look up at your toes, and walk yourself back up that leg. So we're going to come back down over this same leg again, but this time we're going to do it with a side bend. So bring this hand back onto your hip, bring this shoulder back and down. Now you just take the arm down the inside of that leg, just coming to wherever it comes to. So you might find you're just up here, that's absolutely fine. If you find you're quite flexible in this position, then you can bring yourself down to hold onto your foot and bring the elbow down if that's appropriate for you. This shoulder is back and up. And then if you want to, you're going to lift that arm up to the ceiling, and then you're going to turn the hand and see if it can come over. So just listen to your own bodies, keeping that shoulder back. Just come down to wherever feels appropriate for you. If you're down, your chest needs to be twisting slightly as if you're trying to lift it to the ceiling, and your head's trying to come under that arm to get the best from that stretch. If you're not in that position, just come up out of it a little bit more so the stretch is in the right area. Lovely. Breathe that arm back to your hip and gently bring yourself back up. Well done. Quite a strong stretch there. So just going to take that leg forward and take the opposite leg out. So again, just listening to your bodies, just coming to wherever feels appropriate for you. Get this front leg back in the centre of your body. Make sure you're nicely seated up on your sit bones. Breathe in to prepare, reach up through those fingertips. As you breathe out, draw your belly button back towards your spine, reaching up ahead and away from you, bringing your chest down towards that leg. Keep breathing in that position. Give your body a few moments to relax. On the next out breath, you might find your chest comes down a little more. And when it's down as far as it's going to go today, then you can relax your head. Keep breathing in that position. Breathe in, look up towards your foot, walk yourself back up again. Readjust your body, get this leg in the centre of your body, make sure you're nicely up in your sit bones. Breathe in, reaching up and ahead of you, looking ahead of you, breathing out, coming down, bringing your chest down towards your leg. Keep breathing in that position. When you're down as far as you're going to go today, then relax your head. Keep breathing. Look up at your toes, walk yourself back up again. Prepare to come down to the side, so bring this shoulder back and down, bring that hand to the hip. Either just walk this hand down your leg, or you can come down to your elbow towards the foot, trying to twist that chest towards the ceiling. The shoulder is back. And then if you're comfortable there, you can raise this arm, keeping the shoulder back. Turn the hand And start to bring the arm over your head if that feels appropriate for you. Towards the foot. If you're getting to the foot, the head's trying to come under the arm, the chest is trying to twist to the ceiling. Keep breathing in that position. And then when you're ready, take the arm back to the hip. And gently bring yourself back up. And we're going to swing around onto all fours now. You might want to fold your mat or use a cushion for your knees if you've got any issues there. But our hands are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. And we're just going to take the hand furthest away from me, bring it into the centre of your mat, under your belly button. Going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're just going to feed that hand through as if you're threading the needle. And just see whether your shoulder can come down to the mat, your head might come down to the mat. Just see where that twist takes you. If you want to, you can raise this top arm. You can take it all the way around to the opposite hip if you want to. If you want to take that a step further, you can bring this leg out pretty much parallel to the arm. Breathe in to prepare. You can raise that leg if you want to. Keep breathing in that position. And then bringing that leg back. Gently uncurling yourself. And getting ready to go in the opposite direction. Bringing the hand in under your belly button. Breathing out, feeding it through. Taking the hands along the floor. Coming down to your shoulder. And if your head is down, you take that leg out. If you want to, you can raise the top arm. Bring it round. Bind it on the hip if you want to. Breathe in to prepare. Raise that leg if you want to. Just do whichever variation feels right for your body. Feeling that stretch. Lower that leg. Bring it back. Gently uncurl yourself. And then we're just going to reach back in a full child's pose, so backs of your hands onto the mat beside you. If your head doesn't come to the mat, you can fold your arms, you can make potato hands. This is a relaxing, restorative child's pose. Take a couple of breaths there. We're just going to come back up to our knees for a back bend. So knees are hip distance apart. Bring your hands to the backs of your hips. And you breathe in and just lift your chest to the ceiling, pushing your hips forward. And if that's enough for you, just stay there, feeling that gentle back bend. Or if you want to take that a step further, you can tuck your toes so you lift your heels. Breathe in, push your hips forward. As you breathe out, just bring that arm on one side down to the foot. And back up again. And then try the other side. And back up again. If that's enough for you, you can repeat that. If you want to really challenge yourself, you can flatten out your feet and you can come down on both sides into a camel pose, pushing your hips forward, only taking your head back if your neck is strong. Really drive those hips forward. Come up gently, one side and then the other. And come back into child's pose. You can extend it this time, taking your arms out in front of you, taking your head towards your arms or your mat. And then we'll just come up, go onto our backs to finish. And on our backs, we'll just bend our knees and come up to a double wind relieving position. So without interlocking your fingers, breathing in as you breathe out, just hugging those legs towards you, giving everything a good squeeze. And continue if that's enough for you. Oh, I'm just going to shuffle myself forward a little bit for the camera. And I'm going to push up into a half shoulder stand by bringing my hands to the backs of my hips and straightening my legs. Or take that higher into a full shoulder stand. And then if you want to, you can bring one leg down towards the floor into half plough. Breathe it back up again. Bring the other leg down towards the floor. Breathe it back up again. Continue with those single ones, or you can bring both legs down towards the floor in full plough. Take a couple of breaths there. And then bending those legs, gently just rolling yourself back to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And stretch those legs away, stretch those arms away. Take a nice deep breath. And then bring yourself down into Shavasana. And I've made a couple of guided relaxations if you'd like to follow them. If not, just take a couple of moments breathing in and relaxing your muscles from the crown of your head all the way down through your body to the tips of your toes. And just take a couple of moments to thank yourself for this practice. Well done. Namaste.